All right, so hey y'all, so let me update this. Write a book in 3 days. How are you guys doing? I pray that everybody is having a marvelous, wonderful day. How are you guys doing? Hey, as you guys come on in, please introduce yourself. Let me know what city and state that you guys are chiming in from. Let me know what city and state that you guys are chiming in from. And then if this is your first time ever watching a broadcast of mine, you know, I always like to show love, okay? And so typically we end up having a lot of people that generally get a chance to see these broadcasts. And so what you would want to do is introduce yourself. So let everybody know a little bit about, you know, who do you serve and how do you serve them, and then include your website. So if, you know, you are in any kind of business, make sure to introduce yourself and include your website, and I may share it on the screen. Also, do me a favor and tag some people, like tag some individuals that you know that need to get their book done. Tag some people that you know that have been talking about writing a book and have not gotten it done. Y'all, I literally only have 5 seats left for my boot camp that's coming up. Now today, I'm not going to be offering you guys a chance to register for the boot camp. I'm going to open up an opportunity for you to be able to work a little bit closer with me, get a chance to see how my coaching works, how we're going to help you to go to the next level. But I'm also going to give you some free training. All right. So welcome, welcome. Hello, Lev. Hello. How you doing? Flint, Michigan. Found out from you from Marquell. Okay. That's what's up. So shout out to Marquell Russell, who is absolutely the king of client attraction, helping individuals to get their books completed. Now, again, make sure that you introduce yourself, guys, and I will post your information on the screen, include your website, all that good stuff, guys. I don't know who this is that says where I've been, but I've been broadcasting on Facebook all month, all year. I've been doing workshops and all types of stuff all year, y'all. We ain't going nowhere. I don't know where you been is the question. I don't know who that is. When you comment in a Facebook group, it does not allow me to see your name, so you need to include your name. But y'all, we've been here, honey. We didn't help so many people during this quarantine to get their books done, child. I'm telling you, it has been so lit. So matter of fact, I'll probably show you a couple of videos of some people. And today I'm going to select one of you guys. So this is why it's important that you go ahead and share what it is that you do, because I am going to use one of your examples to show you how to be able to turn what you do, leveraging your book and turning it into multiple streams of income. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. I still don't see anybody introducing themselves, but I ain't gonna wait all day, y'all, because I want to get straight into this. Okay, I'm ready to get straight into this training, but you guys are still welcome to, of course, share what it is that you do. And I know, and right now we are streaming on YouTube. We are streaming on, I don't think Periscope is streaming. It's saying sending data. I don't know what the heck that means, but we're streaming on Facebook, on my personal page, as well as my business page. And we're streaming in the Book Profits Club Facebook group. We actually just did a Facebook Live in Book Profits Club that was super lit. I was showing everybody about a new software that I created. Look at God. He telling me to create a software. I didn't create the software. It's a software that I found, and I created the training. Yeah, that's one of my goals for 2021 is to create a software specifically designed to help our authors to be able to promote and profit and perform better. So yeah, man. So, you know, I'm just speaking that into existence. How you doing? Okay. So let me go ahead and get into this training, y'all. Showing you guys how to be able to write that book, get that book done in 30 days. Okay. So we want to help you get that book done. Not 30 days, in 3 days or less, child. And then after that, guess what I'm going to go do? I'm going to work out. So I have already put it out there on like social media every day this month for the month of December. I'm going to be working out every single day. I don't like working out in the morning. I know some people like to work out in the morning. I don't. It makes me tired. So I'm going to get ready to, once I finish this, go and get my gym on. How you doing? Yes, you said I got my little ponytail and stuff, so I'm ready to get that workout. All right, y'all. Well, let's go ahead and get into this training. Let me see. I'm going to share my screen. That didn't quite work. Okay. That's not what I meant to do, but this should be able to, okay, yeah. So it pulled up my screen. So you guys should be able to see my screen here. If you guys can see the screen and you're ready to rock and roll, just go ahead and say, I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about how you're going to write your book and grow your business. And I am looking forward to this. And hello, Lev. Hello, Katia. Hello, guys. How are you doing? All right. So again, as I asked you guys to do is to tell me what it is that you do. Being very specific about what service it is you provide, okay? I'm going to tell you this. The reason why a lot of books do not sell is because most of us are not specific, okay? We are not specific enough in regards to our books, and then people have to try to figure out what is this book going to help me with. It's very general, and many people, especially going into the coaching space, we're like afraid to get niched. And I want you guys to understand that niches get riches, okay? The more specific you can be. For example, I have some people that say, well, I help people overcome trauma. What trauma? Because trauma can be different, right? If you think about the steps that someone must overcome in order to overcome different traumas, is different. For example, let's say it's the trauma of, mental abuse. Well, the things that somebody has to do with overcoming the mental abuse trauma is totally different than someone who's been through a physical car accident. That's a totally different trauma. And so if you learn how to get very niche down, especially when it comes to your books, this is one little key for you guys. You will be able to actually sell more books. So anyways, everybody please type it in. And what I would like for you to do, this is a tip on how to introduce yourself. My name is, because some of you guys are typing in a Facebook group, and so I can't see everybody in the group. You're going to put my name is, whatever your name is, and I help whoever you help, very specific, to, and then whatever you help them to do. So for example, my name is Taurea Avant, and I help authors to profit, promote, and get their books to perform. So that would be an example of what I do, okay? Now, then I might even add, I also help individuals to write the right book. So that's what you want to do. Now, a little bit about myself, guys. I don't know if this is your first time ever getting a chance to see me on video and hearing my voice. My name is Taurea, pronounced like Maria with a T. Taurea Vision Avant. And I am just a girl from Virginia. 2 up, 2 down is what we like to call it, from Hampton, Virginia. I went to Hampton University, graduated with a degree, a bachelor's in computer science. I am a techie, y'all. I love gadgets and all types of things like that. I've written more than 15 books. These are my 3 top books right here. A 6-Figure Vision, Don't Go Broke, Trying to Be a Business Owner is actually my latest book that just came out. And then also How Not to Be a Broke Author is one of my top selling books, okay? And let me, just a little bit about going deeper. The reason why I wrote my very first book was because at the time I decided to write it, I was a 6-figure earner in the network marketing industry. And even though I was a 6-figure earner, I'm gonna bring this microphone a little bit more closer because I want it to be more crispy. Okay, 1 second, y'all. I hope I didn't mute none. Okay. Even though I was a 6-figure earner in the network marketing industry, I still found that there was a large percentage of people who did not still see me as a business woman. So I wrote my book so that I could gain credibility in the marketplace. And when I wrote that book, y'all, the doors opened up for me immediately. Okay. I want everybody to understand it was immediately. So I wrote that book and I started getting all these opportunities to speak in front of people, etc., etc., and all those great things. All right. Did an intern. Hello, Jakeithia. Hello. Okay. Yes. You guys are putting in your stuff. You interned at Hampton. That's what's up. All right. And so, anyways, when I wrote that book, I saw, great things. And then in 2014, I made a decision to walk away from the industry that had paid me multiple 6 figures and start my own coaching business. Everybody thought I had lost my mind. But fast forward to today, we have helped more than 5,000 people to become authors, but not just authors, but authors who are learning how to be able to promote, profit, and get their books to perform. Okay, so now my goal here with you guys watching this training is that I want to help you to check off one of those vision board goals. And I have found that a lot of people have the goal of one day writing a book, right? Writing a book. And so that's my intention. And I'm going to tell you this, guys, some of us have been sitting on these books for so long. You should write a book to write another book. So for those of you who are maybe watching this and you have not, maybe you are an author already and you did not you haven't come out with a new one. It's been, a year, 2 years. Well, it's definitely time for you to come out with another book. You want to know how I know? If you look and pay attention to some of the top income earners / authors in this world, what do they have? Multiple books. They don't just sit and rest on one book. And the best customer to have is one who's already purchased your book. All right. So we want to write a book to write another book. Now, who here knows that they actually have a book in them? If you know for a fact that you have a book in you, I want you to type I do, which, by the way, I am going to encourage a lot of participation. And the reason why I encourage participation is because when you participate, your chances of actually receiving and learning from this information, it increases substantially versus when you do not participate. So I'm going to ask everybody to definitely, if you're watching this live or even if you're watching the replay, go ahead and participate. All right. So let me see. We've got some people that have mentioned that they do have a book in them. Oh, dang, I should have added in the comment thing. I can't even add it in. All right, so we have Shay, who says she has a book in her. Let's see. Several books in you. All right. Lev has a book in him. Awesome. Okay. So we definitely should all be at this point where hopefully believing that we all should have a book out here. Now, I want you guys to type this. People need to know my story. A lot of times, guys, I remember when I decided to write my very first book, and a person that I had looked up to tremendously and saw, as a woman who I wanted to be able to kind of, I guess, I don't never want to have anybody else's life because that's, their life. But I definitely looked up to her in a space of being a woman who was a mentor to me. And I remember her saying, it's people out here trying to write books. Mind you, I'm in the process of writing my book. And she was like, why would you want to write a book? Why would you want to, you haven't even earned. Let me tell you something. Every single person that is watching this video, people deserve to know your story. Okay, people deserve. I don't care how much experience you have, how little experience you have. Guys, I don't care. No matter what, if you've been through something, people need to know your story. Now, this is the deal. A book allows you to live forever. This is what's so incredible about being an author. When you actually write the right book, it can allow you to live forever. Think about the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Have you guys ever heard of that book? Well, just to put a little shameless plug, they actually, Napoleon Hill Foundation came out with a newer version for women, Think and Grow Rich, and was for women. And your girl, Taurea Avant, is actually quoted in that book. But back to the original. Think and Grow Rich was written by Napoleon Hill during the Great Depression. And still to this day, while he has since been gone for a very long time, that book is still a top-selling book. Okay, top-selling book. His journey, his story, what he learned along the way and put it into a book will live forever. And so when you write the right book, honey, that book is going to keep on selling. It's going to keep on promoting. Hello, Veronica. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now I want you to type this in. Guys, there is purpose in my pain. There is purpose in my pain. See, I put up a post today and it was showing, there was a statistic that's showing that the number of people who are taking their lives has increased by 200%. And I'm not talking about this, in the way of just kind of really just sensationalizing that, because that's crazy to me. That is so sad. But a lot of us are going through some tough times. We are going through some troubled times. And a lot of us are trying to figure out, why am I the one being selected to go through that? Well, I want you to understand there is a purpose in that. And many times the way that I know for a fact is that when we go through certain things, it is not for us, it is for someone else. And so everything that you've been struggling with, all the challenges that you've been going through, it's not just for you. It's for someone else, okay? I want y'all to know that most people who want to write a book, they never will. In fact, 97%. And so while we all are saying there is a purpose in my pain, and I know that my story deserves to be heard, we will hear this, leave this presentation, and do nothing. Knowing that we have been through hell and high water this year. We have been through ups and downs, and we will leave this training and do nothing. 97%. Well, my intention is to change that, because I want you to understand that with all that pain you've been through, I want you to type this: I deserve to profit from my purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, You didn't go through what you went through for it to just be to yourself. And this is the biggest challenge, okay? Because a lot of times we have a problem with charging for our value. This is what's crazy to me. Do you know, as a people, we will put money on a higher pedestal than we will our time. We will not put money lower than our time. And how do I know this? Because many of us can agree. We have spent minutes, hours, days, months doing things that we know that we have not been called to do. We have spent minutes, hours, days, months doing things that we just want to do just because we want to do it. But guess what? All that time that you spent, you cannot get it back. But yet, as soon as we say I need to charge for my worth, well, I don't want to charge nobody because, I feel bad about charging people. Do y'all understand? Money is called currency for a reason. Y'all got to stop putting money on that pedestal, and then I hear people, they talk about their lack so much. I don't got this. I don't have that. I'm broke. Y'all got to stop giving money so much credit, honey, because everything that we do, I want you to understand, everything that we do is directly connected to the lifestyle that we live. If you're tired of being in that position, then you must change a thing. And to change a thing, you must get around the right people. I'm so grateful. I talked about how some people are losing their jobs and they're losing their income and they're not able to pay for their bills and they're not able to pay to eat. I mean, they're having to stand in line to get food. And I'm going to tell you something. Nobody should ever feel bad about being in that position. But that could have been me. I'm not going to lie, y'all. That could have easily been me. Because the way that my life was before I got into the world of, stop quitting businesses, because I was professional at quitting stuff. Like I would try stuff all the time and quit it. Let me tell you something. The reason why my life has changed is because of the people that I've surrounded myself with. And sometimes I was able to surround myself with people where I could just be able to maybe serve under them. And then I surrounded myself with people where I had to invest to be around them. But either way, every single time I've been around someone whose thinking was more elevated than my own, it is taking my life to a whole nother level. Y'all, you've got to stop feeling bad about charging for your value. We've got to stop putting our time on the same pedestal that we would put money, or actually at a lower pedestal. We don't even value our time as much as we value our money. You deserve to profit from your purpose. All right? Do you know that 80% of most authors, they will never make more than $10,000 per year leveraging their books? Now, I don't know about you, but the last time I checked, the cost of living is more than $10,000 a year. And so I get a lot of people, they say, Taurea, I want to write this book. I want to be able to, live off of leveraging this book. I want to make a full-time income as a result of me being an author. But what the challenge is many of us, we write these books, whether it's a good book or not, whether it's the right book or not, and we do not know how to get ourselves in front of the right people. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody? If that makes sense, I want you guys to type "makes sense," right? And so we got to learn, how do we position ourselves to get in front of the right people and leverage these books to build multiple streams of income. Guys, I want everybody to type this in. Get the bag. Hashtag get the bag. Y'all, it's time to stop being another statistic of 80% of authors who make below minimum wage. It's time to stop being another statistic where the average author never sells more than 250 copies of their book for the life of the book. It's time to stop being a part of that 97% of the population who will never, ever write their book. Let me tell you something. Going into this new year, we have got to take control of our income, because ain't nobody got time to be putting our lives in the hands of other people. Okay? Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hey! Nobody has time to do that, y'all. It's time that we go into this new year. Stop talking about what you don't got. Stop saying the things that you don't have. You've got to start speaking life into your life. You've got to start positioning yourself around people who are doing a little bit more than what you're doing. If it's one thing about me, I'd rather be around myself before I get around anybody that's constantly negative, constantly talking about what they ain't got, constantly talking about what sickness they got, how they upset. I need to be around positivity, because I could easily fall into that statistic of a person who makes a decision that my life, my challenges, my pain is not worthy of me being here anymore. And so I have to make a conscious effort. I hope y'all caught that. Some of y'all need to catch that. I have to make a conscious effort of who I put myself around, because I know that it's it's a thin line between understanding your power and your purpose, or leveraging or using that purpose or that pain to cause you to sink lower. In life, you're either growing or you are not. You are either rising or you are falling. You are either living or you are dying. And so we have to make a decision. Going into 2021, we're going to do what? Get the bag. All right, guys, let me tell you something. The last thing you want to be as an entrepreneur is outdated. Now, let me explain something to you. When you write a book, let me tell you why authors don't make money. Authors don't necessarily make the money that they deserve because they're still treating their book as a hobby. When you write a book, you are now an entrepreneur. Do you understand that? You are a business owner. And what is the business that you own? It is you. CEO of Me by Me Enterprises, okay? You've got to learn how to market yourself. I see a lot of people actually come to me and they say, Taurea, hey, can I pay you to market my book? I'm going to tell you guys something. You should never spend money on someone else to market a product that is for you. That is your product. If you learn how to be effective, though, you're able to promote your book in a way that brings you multiple six figures. But the key is knowing how to do that. But when I talk about being an outdated entrepreneur, see, the outdatedness is writing a book to sell the book. Being an outdated entrepreneur, being an outdated author, is you write a book to sell the book. No, we write a book to sell. And so I'm going to go back. Some of you guys introduced yourself earlier. And so I'm going to be able to leverage what you guys talked about as far. I'm going to pick one of you guys, but you write a book to sell. You don't write a book to sell a book. A book is one of the easiest things to sell, if it's written right. Now, if your book ain't written right, if people keep asking you, what is this book about, after you done let them see the title, then we might need to do a little bit of updates to the book. Okay, does that make sense, y'all? And so you write a book to sell, not writing a book to sell the book. That is outdated. And if you think that you're going to make a six-figure income just by selling a book, is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? No. I want to set you guys up to where you make a decent income selling books, but I teach you how to leverage the book to truly build a six-figure income, okay? Now, why you want to write a book? Number one, the reason why you should write a book is because it can launch, grow, and or market your business. Now, some of you guys, maybe you didn't introduce yourself because you haven't really figured out what business you want to be in. I want you to understand, no matter what you're thinking you want to do, every single opportunity out there is available. And another thing that we do as entrepreneurs, we're too busy looking left and right. I need you. Come on, y'all. We too busy looking left and right. We too busy looking at what somebody else is doing. That is their purpose. That's their calling. And then we say, you know what? I'm going to do what they're doing. And then we find ourselves in a position, even if you're making money. Some of you guys will get into it and you make money, but you're unhappy. You're not doing what you've been called to do. You're not doing the things that you like to do, right? So what am I talking about? For example, I want you to think about, what are the things that people come and seek you for advice? What are they asking you? Taurea, don't nobody ever come to me and ask Taurea, how do I cook? How can I cook a meal? Nobody ever comes. I promise you, nobody don't never. I don't know. I mean, I'm not that bad, but nobody ever comes and asks me about cooking. But do you know, and I'm not talking about recipe books. See, some of us, we looking left and we looking right. We trying to do what everybody else doing. You can write a book about how to cook and get the man of your dreams, how to cook and get the woman of your dreams, okay? It could be a book about using food to be able to do something, right? So, people come to you for cooking. Maybe some people come to you all the time because they want to know how to write a resume. What we then try to do is we try to get too general. Well, I help people climb the corporate ladder. No, you can literally create a 6-figure business teaching people how to write resumes. It ain't got to be that complicated, ladies and gentlemen. See, you write the right book. Now, the key is writing a right book that's designed to help bring you more clients, okay? So writing the right book can help you to launch, grow, and or market your business. Number 2 is it builds multiple streams of income. Now, let's use the example of the resume writer. I teach people how to write their own resumes. Now, you can have 2 different programs. You can have where we actually put together your resume. We'll ask you some questions and we'll put together a resume that's going to get you some jobs. Or we have a self-study program where we teach you what to put and, you follow the instructions and you put together your own resume, right? But what are some other things that people that are looking to get hired may need? Well, they may need to know how to get dressed. And let's just say that you're specifically working with people who have master's degrees and above or something like that. I don't know. You have a certain kind of key profile clientele, right? And so you want to make sure that they're also dressed for success. You don't need to get into the fashion business. You partner with someone who is in the fashion business. You create a partnership. And so in one of the chapters of your book, you're going to talk about, yes, what you wear to an interview does matter. And if you would like to get you a personal stylist to help you dress right for the job, then you can make that connection. Now, with that, this is another stream because you're going to do a partnership with the fashion stylist. And every time they get a new client, they're going to give you a percentage of that client. Does that make sense? So that's another stream. What's another thing that they can do, right? Well, you help them write the resume. You might not help them to do the interview. So now you got an interview coach that you can partner with, right? See, a lot of us, what we're trying to do is, well, I'm going to teach them what to wear. I'm going to teach them what to interview. I'm going to teach them how to do the resume. We're trying to do everything. And then because we try to do everything, we're spread too thin and we can't become the specialist in the resume writing space. We become generalists in all these different areas. But a book allows you to build multiple streams of income because now you need somebody that's going to sit down and do interviews with you. And this is who I'm going to connect you with. Now you need to go and find a database of places where you can actually apply that's outside of the typical and normal places. I'm going to show you how to go, or I'm going to connect you with someone who's going to show you how to find the people who are looking for you, how to introduce yourself on LinkedIn and things of that nature. And so what you're doing is you're positioning that person. And yes, all of these different things will have a price on it. And it allows you to build multiple streams where you focus on the resume building and then you build multiple streams of income. Is everybody with me? If you're still with me, I want you to type with you. Listen, I know what I know. I ain't just talking to talk, y'all. I'm telling you. Okay. Also, people love to hire speakers that are authors. People love hiring speakers that are authors. And so if you are an author, and let's just say, because again, you're very specific. So you're going to talk about the 7 secrets to getting the job of your dreams. Like that might be the book, right? And so now you're going to have everybody wanting you, because you ain't just talking about how to be empowered, how to lift up your life, how to, you know what I'm saying? Some of the, and no shade, if that's your book, that's your book, okay? But a lot of times these books be so general that, anybody can read it. And then because anybody can read it, no one reads it. When you're more specific, listen, people gonna want it. They will run all over the place trying to get your book. Does that make sense? Now, until you build up celebrity status, when you get celebrity status, you can write about anything and people will buy it. But until then, and you're building up your brand and building up your name, you need to write a book that gives a tangible, specific result. Okay, so yes, okay, you guys are with me. All right, Veronica, Stevie, Coach Clee, Ketia, Lev. All right, awesome. By the way, shout out Stevie Aisha Mills, Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills. She's a part of our boot camp that's coming up January 8th, 9th, and 10th. I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about it. But she invested into the boot camp. And she has already earned more than half of her investment back following a training that I'm going to teach you guys on today, okay? I'm going to teach you this training. Nobody should be able to tell me, Taurea, I ain't got the money to invest, because this training is guaranteed to help you start earning income immediately, okay? So, Stevie, let everybody know, how many books have you sold so far and how long did it take you to do so? And I'm going to tell you what you're going to do with that, okay? Also, when they cannot pay your speaker's fees, they can actually buy your books. And I'm going to tell you, I've heard this on several occasions. Now, there's going to be different ways, right? So, for example, Let's just say that you do pitch yourself, or you do get the opportunity to speak on a particular platform, and maybe they can't afford your entire speaker's fee. This is one thing that those of you who joined us for the public speaking mastermind, Dr. Cheryl Wood was teaching us. They might not always be able to pay your entire fee, but you can incorporate where then they can buy the books. Ironically, they can't pay the fee, but they'll pay what they can, and then they'll still buy enough books in value because they have a budget set aside for that as well. Does that make sense? So they might not be able to always pay your speaker's fee. Now, I had a young lady, her name is Dr. Jasmine Zapata. She was sharing how she was speaking at a school. They could not afford her speaker's fee, which many times schools can't because they don't have a budget set aside for multiple speakers through the year, but they always have a budget set aside for learning material. And so she said, well, if you can't pay this fee, this is what I would like for you to do. Can you at least buy enough copies of books for every single one of the students? 250 books she was able to get sold by leveraging her books. If you ain't got no book, and if it's not the right book, you can't do nothing with it. And so it's all about making sure it's the right book and it's designed to position a person for the next level, which I'm going to give you guys an example. So Stevie says, it totally works, y'all. I've done it over and over. By the way, this is her 22nd book. She's done it over and over and already has sold 58 books in a week. Y'all calculate what it is. We sell our books for $24.99. Okay, $24.99. And this is another thing. Do y'all know that 70% of most people who actually get your book, do y'all know that 70% of most people who actually get your book will not even read it? 70% of most people who get your book will not even read it. They might read the intro and they might read chapter 1. Well, and this goes back to where I'm telling y'all, you've got to stop trying to write books to sell the books. The purpose of the book is a leverage tool. It creates validity. Look, validity. It gives you influence. It positions you to now offer the next product or service. I also want you to think about it like this. See, most people, they don't write books because most people don't buy books because they want to read the book, especially if it's a how-to book. Most people don't get a book because they want to read the book. They get the book because they want the result. Does that make sense, y'all? They buy the book because the book makes a promised result and they want the result. Now, wouldn't it make more sense to allow them to get to the result much faster? Yes. The more people you have getting the results, the more your value in the marketplace increases. And so what you're going to find is that many people are going to buy your book and they want the results, and they'll be willing, as long as this book looks good, they'll be willing to invest more to get closer and faster to the results. Does this make sense? If this makes sense, I want you to say makes sense, makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. Okay? So when they can't pay your fees, they will buy your books. Now, one of the challenges is, again, many of our authors, aka business owners, they are using outdated models. This even goes back to how you guys are designing your books. For the life of me, it's one of the things that I always teach my students, creating a redirect in your book. And many of my students fight this. They fight this. But I need y'all to understand, we are living in an age where CRMs, building databases, are a must. If you are not building a database, shall anything happen to social media? I don't care how many followers y'all got on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all these social media platforms. If you are not effectively building a database, if something was to happen, you could be out of business. And many people are positioning themselves that way. They're writing these books. They're not tracking their customers. They're writing their books. They're listing them on Amazon to sell. And when you list your book on Amazon, you don't get no kind of information from the people buying from you. You also get paid less money. This is outdated ways of doing business. Oh, I got some news, y'all. I've got some news. So I'm going to be partnering with the company. And so anybody who is a part of Book Profits Club, when you are a member, you guys will be able to have access to a company who does drop shipping for you. Because I know sometimes some of you guys are out here selling a lot of books, right? And that should be the intention. Every month, we want you to be selling hundreds of copies of your books. And so when you start selling a whole lot of books, the reason why people like to use Amazon is because it's a drop shipper. Like they can just drop ship. But the challenge is, let me tell you what happens. Number one, Amazon now takes your lead. This is outdated business. I want y'all to listen to me. Amazon now takes your leads and starts recommending other books to them in that genre. They start recommending other books to them in that genre. That's like, okay. That's like you go to I'm hungry right now, so I'm just thinking of food. That's like you go to a Philly cheesesteak restaurant to eat. And you know, it was good. And all of a sudden now you got another Philly cheesesteak restaurant calling you, telling you, hey, we know that you ate, we know you ate over at this Philly cheesesteak, but come to us and we'll give you a sale because we're better. What the hell? Now, that company that owned the first Philly cheesesteak, they're going to have a problem with that, right? You're stealing our customers. And I want y'all to understand, yes, while it requires you to do less, you're losing a database. That's old and outdated ways of doing business. We cannot afford to have our business in the hands of other people. Didn't I say that before? Yeah, we cannot afford to keep having our businesses in the hands of other people. So we don't want to keep doing these outdated business techniques and tactics. Another thing when you sell your stuff on Amazon is you make less money. Now, when I tell you this drop shipping company, their price points is competitive. You can literally order. Now, yes, we do use KDP to print our books because KDP, which is Kindle Publishing, they tend to be cheaper. But you can order your books for like $2.15 a book, and then you can ship it directly to the drop shipper. And so what happens is every single time you get orders, then you're able to send them your spreadsheet. And they will send out the orders, okay? Now you pay the media mail shipping, which we know that's a couple dollars. And so many of these drop shipping companies, they charge a significant monthly fee. Well, I've been able to get you guys one of the craziest deals, but you got to be a part of Book Profits Club. So I'm excited about launching this. We'll be putting that out there and making the official announcement really soon. But listen, we got to stop doing business outdated ways. You don't write a book to sell a book. You write a book to sell. And if you're only promoting and pushing your book on Amazon, that's all you gonna do. If you only trying to sell a book just to say you sold 200 books and I was a bestseller, what we doing? Y'all, we get so focused on titles versus money. At the end of the day, if you got enough money, guess what you can do? You can buy a title. Y'all want to be a top seller? Go and get the money. Go get the money and buy it, okay? I'm just being honest, but we have some incredible techniques just off of what, do y'all know that Stevie sold 58 books in a week? For many people that are Amazon top sellers, that's the most that they've ever sold. And they're listed as an Amazon top seller. And guess what? They didn't make a big profit because 9 times out of 10, they probably sold the book for lower than what it normally costs so that they can get more sales, and they didn't make no profit. We know for a fact that she is making at least a $15 plus profit from each one of her books that she has sold. So I want y'all to understand, y'all, this is what we need to do. Stop being outdated authors / business owners, okay? All right, so the 3-day book camp. Now, this is why it's so important that you plug into an event like this, our 3-day boot camp. And this is where we promise that we will get 80% of your book done, or we will give you your money back. Okay. The first thing that we recommend, and we do a series of pre-work training. So we have our next live call tomorrow night. Okay. We have our next live call tomorrow night for anybody that takes advantage. And by the way, you cannot enroll into the boot camp unless I talk to you. So I'm going to tell you how you'll be able to take advantage and be able to be a part of tomorrow night's event, okay? If you guys are still with me, go ahead and type still with you, still with you, still with you. Want to make sure you guys are still here and you guys are still alert, taking notes, something like that. I hope you are still with me, okay? Now, the first thing, when it comes to writing the right book, you must know the purpose of your book. So remember, at the beginning of this presentation, I told you guys, I wrote a book because because people weren't respecting me in my network marketing business. And honestly, the purpose of the book was to recruit more people. Okay, Katia, Stevie, Veronica still with me. Awesome. And if you're in a Facebook group, you know I can't see your names, so you got to put your name if you're watching this in one of our probably Book Profits Club. Coach Clee. All right, you guys are still with me. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, okay, Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch. I've never streamed on Twitch before, so I really don't have no following, but I got some people watching on Twitch right now. Okay, hi Twitch. How y'all doing? Okay, so anyway, so back to what I was stating. You got to know the purpose of your book. Before you start with chapter 1, you need to know, as a result of you writing this book, what's happening for me. Okay? And I don't want to hear, I'm a top seller. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of us, especially our own people. We are addicted to titles instead of results. We are addicted to titles instead of results. We would rather have somebody call us. Think about it. Even to the point where y'all seen all this controversy going on with the Grammys and stuff. You're talking about people who are double, triple, quadruple platinum artists, multi-millionaires, living a free lifestyle, living lives that we could only dream of, best of the best in their category, and they pissed because they didn't get nominated for a Grammy. Because you know why? We've been taught at a young age to be addicted to titles than the results. They got the results. That's all they need. And if they want somebody to make them a Grammy, they can afford to buy a Grammy. Who needs to be recognized by people who don't even understand your culture in the first place? I won't even get off on that. I'm going to stay focused. Let me stay focused. I don't care about none of that. Give me a check. I want to be able to leave generational wealth to my children's children. I want to be able to position my kids so that when they go to college, they ain't got to pay for nothing. I don't want to ever have to worry about lack. I don't want to ever have to worry about eating. I don't give a hoot nanny poop about no title. Give me a check. Let's get the money. Come on. Hey! Dollar, 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 dollar. So with that stated, when you write this book, you need to know the purpose. Do you plan on using this book to speak at more colleges? Do you plan on using this book so that you can get on the news? Do you want to get on more stages? Do you want to use this specifically to sell your coaching program, to sell your high ticket package? I don't care. You might be a massage therapist. You want to get more high paid clients. Like you want clients that when they come get a massage, they paying you $300 a massage. $300 to $400 a massage. Now, some of us think, well, who gonna pay that? People that make millions of dollars, they'll pay that. They pay more than that for a good massage. Y'all be tripping and undervaluing yourselves, thinking that you can only get paid $97 for. I will pay $300 for a good massage. You know, one that'll knock me out. Shoot, and then you can do all these new little techniques. Listen, they got these new little body bags, right? They got these sauna bags. Y'all done seen the little, have y'all seen the ads for the sauna bags? The sauna bag, you just lay in it and it make you sweat. Imagine, I'm just giving somebody that's a massage therapist, just a little free game. Imagine as a massage therapist, you start off the massage with putting them in one of these body bags so it can loosen up their skin, loosen it up, you know what I'm saying? Loosen their body up. And then, they just lay in the bag. You can put it right on the massage chair. They lay in the bag for 30 minutes. You have some nice music. You can go off to the side or whatever, do what you do, you know, take some calls, sell some damn books. Because what we doing is we giving people a peace of mind. We giving them relaxation, all that stuff. They get out the body bag. Now, their body going to be drenched. So then what you do is as their massage therapist, you're going to wipe them down, right? Listen, you can wipe them down, and then you give them massage, and you make sure that that they still stand warm because you got a heated blanket or something like that. Who wouldn't pay $300? And you can get them little heated blanket things. They call sauna bags. You can get them on Amazon for $150. How I know? Because I'm about to get me one. Because I went and got one the other day. And I swear that thing made me lose some inches on my waist. Because it also helped. You could call it the weight loss relaxation massage. Okay, let me get back focused. You got to know the purpose of your book. What do you plan on using your book to do? Okay. Number 2, you must know the goal. So, for example, one of my clients, he was like, Taurea, I want to sell 10,000 copies of my book. Okay. Now, I told him, I said, Cam, you need to also create a coaching program. If you plan on selling 10,000, you need to create a coaching program. I don't want to coach. I ain't trying to coach. Listen, I get it. Because I used to also say the same thing. I used to be like, I don't want to be nobody coach. I'm not trying to get into the coaching business. And the reason is because I had come from an industry where coaching for us was like life coaching. And it was like almost like life coaching slash, you know, I mean, you dealing with all type of emotional people, you know, you keeping them off the ledge. You got to motivate them to go show the plan. Child, it was a headache. Now, some people love that stuff. Not me. Won't for me. Not my thing. And so, anyway, so with that stated, I didn't like it. And so I didn't want to be a coach. I thought that's what coaching was. And so it wasn't until I really got into the place and I started helping people write books, and I'm seeing people's faces when they're opening up the books. I'm hearing stories like Stevie Aisha Mills saying that she just, you know, she's earned thousands of dollars by following our techniques. See, this is the stuff I like to hear. I like to get the results. So anyways, he told me he don't want to coach. I get it. I called him a couple months after we launched the book, and he had already sold 5,000 copies. And then the next thing he said, you know what? I want to create a coaching program. Now, he didn't ask me for any insight onto that. So one thing I've come to learn as a coach, if you don't come to me for advice, I'm not going to tell you. Okay. So he can do what he want to do. But the funny thing is that he decided to get into the coaching world. Why? Because I promise you on everything that I love. Out of those 5,000 people that he bought the book, he probably had anywhere between 20 to 30% of them coming up to him asking, do you have a program? Now, whether or not you want to make it where it's more one-on-one or it's live-based coaching, or it could be pre-recorded training that you've created and people can just go watch it, you should position yourself in that way. Now, if you sell a tangible product, it's very easy to create a combination kit where it's a higher ticket product. If you sell a service, same situation. Does that make sense? So you've got to know what's your goal of your book. What's the goal? If I'm going to sell 10,000 copies, if 20% of them become clients at $997, how much money is that? Let's pull up the calculator. Come on. So 10% of 10,000 is what? 1,000. So 1,000 times 997. I mean, I really don't need to calculate, but I'm going to just do it. 997 is what? Excuse me? See, the problem that we have is we are trying to run businesses the way that they used to. We're trying to sell books the way that they used to. If you sell 10,000 books, you need to have a database system. You need to have a CRM, a follow-up system, because if only 10%, which we already know 20 to 30% will become clients, a coaching program at $997 is actually a low ticketed priced coaching program. Most of my clients, I recommend starting off and then increasing it. Once you've gotten your first 5, it goes up to $12.97, then to $29.97. And then some of y'all are at the point where you're charging $7,000+ for your program. And so you're talking about earning $1 million if you focus on building the connection, getting as many books out there, and then learning how to convert them into higher ticket programs, products, and or services. Are you guys still with me? Is everybody with me still? Are you still with me? Then you got to create the outline. Now, what I recommend is either 7 or 10 chapters. That is it. Anything beyond 10, that's another book. We are living in an age, people do not want to read. People think that because there's more pages in a book, it's more valuable. That's bullcrap. It's not. More pages in a book mean it takes more time to get it done. More people would like to have the information as fast as they possibly can to get to the results as fast as they possibly can. Books don't need to be long. In fact, wait a minute. Let me see. It's probably somewhere else. Doggone it. It's probably in one of my other shelves. There's a book by John C. Maxwell. It's a leadership book, and it's a pocket size book. So it's not even a big size. It's like small, like 6x4. It's 75 pages long. And yes, it still sells for $20. See, we be thinking that length determines value. Almost at the same time the same point where I talked at the beginning, where we put value, we put time on a lower pedestal than we do money. Well, we also put length on a pedestal where we determine value. And value is not determined by length. Value is determined by results. How is it that somebody could be doing the same exact thing that you do and charge more? Because they've gotten more results. It ain't because everybody can say, I read her book and I read his book. No, they got results. I read their book, and in 30 days, I met the man of my dreams. I met the man of my dreams, and we are now engaged. If that book was 20 pages and they followed them tips and they got the man of their dreams, listen, that means a 20-page book and it got me the man of my dreams in 30 days. The value of that book is about $100. I don't care if it's 20 pages or not. Value is determined by results, not by length. Everybody type that in. Value is determined by results, not by length. Value is determined by results, not by length. Value is determined by results, not by length. When it comes to a book, value is determined by results, not by length. So you're going to create the outline, and it's 7 chapters or 10 at max. Anything beyond 10 is 2 books. And you write a book to write another book. Some of y'all, if your book, you've been sitting on your book for longer than 12 months, it's time to write another one. What are we doing? Because you know what I've come to learn? The best book customer is one who already bought one. You think that Harry Potter, what's her name? Harry Potter lady? You think them people was, and I don't even know how much them books cost, because I know they not no $20 books. But you think them people was like, okay, we just gonna read one Harry Potter, we're not gonna read nothing else? No. They can't wait for another Harry Potter to come out. They can't wait for another one of them books to come out. What's the book? What's the book that the movie that everybody was watching? 50 Shades of Grey. No, we need another book. Now, granted, these are storybooks. I don't specialize in story. I only specialize in how-to. John C. Maxwell. Let's look up John C. Maxwell real quick. I just want to look it up if y'all don't mind it. Can I look him up real quick? I want to look it up real quick. John C. Maxwell. I just want to look him up because I want to show y'all something. Because y'all be thinking that y'all need to write books on different topics and stuff. Like, Lord Jesus. I'm going to be like, no, honey. Hold on. John C. Maxwell books. Look at these books. No Limits. I don't know. I'm sure it's about leadership. What does it say? Below the capacity of your capacity. Or below the capacity of it. It says leadership. Okay. Be all you can be. The leader's greatest return. The 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. Developing the leader within you. Leadership 101. You would think after the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, why would he need to create a leadership 101 book? Because the best person to buy from your book is someone who's already bought. This is the book right here. How Successful People Think. It's a micro-sized book. 5 levels of leadership. Is anybody noticing a trend here? Am I alone? Anybody else noticing a trend? Is anybody else noticing a trend here? John C. Maxwell writes about leadership. He don't write about leadership and belief. He don't write about leadership and being a public speaker. He don't write about leadership and how to write a book. He write about leadership. And now he's got a whole program that some of y'all who will never ever meet, no shade, you'll never meet John C. Maxwell. But y'all will invest $10,000, whatever his program costs, $10,000 to say that you are a John C. Maxwell leader. Because he has built a brand off of leadership. He is known in that space. That is what he's known for. And this is what you must learn how to do. You write a book to write another book. Do you think John C. Maxwell said, well, I already wrote the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. I can't write about leadership no more. No. You write a book to write another book. Hey, okay. So anyways, back to this. Then you're going to create your content. So you create the outline. You want to create the outline. You need to know how 7 or 10 chapters, and then you create the content, okay? And this is what I help you guys to do. Even if you're not a writer, you don't got to be a writer to write a good book. A lot of people say, you know, I've written 15. So it's 15 books, right? Everybody said, oh, you must be a great writer. I said, no, sweetie, I'm a businesswoman. Every single book I've ever written was always specifically designed to obtain a certain result. And so if I wrote the book, it was because it was designed to obtain a certain result. I didn't write a book because I love writing. I wrote a book because I love success. I love to impact. I love to create value. And so you write a book so that you can create the value and your credibility and increase your profits. How you doing? So let's do a real life example. I'm going to take one of you guys and turn what it is that you do into multiple streams of income real quick, okay? So I'm going to go back to some of the examples that y'all gave me before on what it is that you do. And I'm going to show you, we'll just show you an example of how you could turn that into multiple streams of income. Now, of course, I need to be more specific. Some of y'all a little bit general, but I need more specific results, because the more specific, the better I can make your book, the better I can create your 90-day game plan. All right. All right, let me see. Before the end of 20. And I see some of you guys are having questions. I will go over that in a minute. I don't see anybody with specific. Let me see. Okay, with their gift, helping kings in the kingdom profit from their gift. Actually, I remember by the way, I met Lionel. Lionel, if you're still here. I met Lionel in Clubhouse. Clubhouse is the bomb.com, y'all. If y'all got access, y'all need to learn how to leverage it. Don't be on Clubhouse all day, though. It'd be some people, they be on Clubhouse all day, making no money. Ain't nobody got time to be doing that. Oh, here we go. I help coaches and consultants use their Instagram to grow their audience, increase engagement, and turn followers into clients. So very specific, and he's very niched in the space of doing Instagram, right? So I'm just going to use that as an example, if y'all don't mind. But this is what I do with all my clients. We always show everybody. And of course, I can't do everything in this short period of time, but I'm just going to use that as an example. So his ultimate goal is to get you as an Instagram client. Now, more than likely, I'm pretty sure that you offer maybe a do-it-for-you service, as well as a do-it-yourself service, DIY, whatever you call it. Listen, I don't be knowing them acronyms that y'all be, using with the corporate world. I just make up stuff. So he has a do-it-for-you and the one where you do it yourself, right? And so I'm pretty sure to do it for you is more high ticket. I actually have a program for people that want to work with me one-on-one and get their books done. But that is a $14,955 program, okay? Because I prefer to do the book camp, just to be transparent. So if somebody wants to work with me one-on-one, it's more expensive, right? Does that make sense? So you have to do it for you and the do it yourself. Now in the boot camp, even though we are assisting and we do a lot of the stuff for you on the back end, you still have to, work on creating that content, right? So anyways, in the do it yourself, let's just say that program itself, we're going to put a number. I want to put a number. Hold on. Let me pull up my, I should have charged my iPad so I could draw. That's okay. Let's pull up Pages. I be liking to be fancy, y'all. I could use my iPad. I could share my screen and use my iPad. But I'll just use this, okay? Because I want y'all to understand and see visually, like, how you're going to leverage this, okay? All right. So let's share my screen. All right, here we go. Okay, so y'all should be able to see my screen. So let's just pretend the do-it-yourself program, the DIY, is going to be a $29.97 package, right? Whatever you're going to provide, the results and stuff like that. Ultimately, like you stated, your goal is to help people to grow their Instagram. Now, why is it that people want to grow their Instagram? Why do people ultimately want to grow their Instagram? Y'all answer that for me. Why do people want to grow their Instagram? Let me know. Let me know. There's a little bit of a delay, so that's why I will say stuff over and over again. Why do people want to grow their Instagram? Why do people want to grow their Instagram? Answer that for me. Okay. Why do people want to grow their Instagram? Let me see. What y'all got? What y'all say? Why do people want to grow their Instagram? Come on, come on. To get in front of more clients. Absolutely. More exposure, right? Want to get in front of more clients. What are some other reasons why people want to grow their Instagram? I want you to think about it, because remember, that's the result, but there's an end result to that, right? Most people, listen, if I didn't have to be on Instagram to grow my business, I would not. I do not like it. I don't like the world that we live in where, everything is about likes and comments and shares and stuff like that. I just don't like it. So I'm horrible at posting the right angles and the pictures and the lighting. Like, I know I got to do better. Horrible at taking pictures. I just like to teach. I just like to coach. I wish I could just be able to teach and coach and build up my following. But unfortunately, I can't build my following if my posts don't look right. If they're not attractive, if people can't receive it, right? So yeah, so ultimately, people are wanting to grow their Instagram because they want to make more money. They want to get, their their products and their services in front of more people. So maybe it might be, your book might be Secrets to Exposure or something like that. Secrets to Exposure. And you can say 7 secrets influencers won't tell you to build a 6-figure business. Now, what am I doing? I'm not writing a book about Instagram, because most of us, that's what we'll do. I'm gonna write a book about how to grow your Instagram. No, you're gonna write a book about why they want the growth, right? Or secrets to exposure. 7 secrets influencers won't tell you to build a 6-figure business. One of the secrets is going to be growing your Instagram. But what are some other ways that influencers grow their business? They might grow their LinkedIn or grow their, other social media platforms, right? Or you might say growing your social media. You might say, then maybe another way is having likable pictures or something like that, right? Now, how can you profit from talking about likable pictures? Well, you can partner up with people who, because I was talking about this the other day. I believe there, some of these photographers out there, what if y'all created monthly membership programs? $97 a month will get you 1 hour of photos. You come to my studio already ready, just 1 hour, 97, because most photographers, they're not making a full-time income. Some are, but not all. So imagine as a photographer, you got a monthly membership and people can come into your studio. You're already there. You don't got to meet them. They come in for 1 hour. They get as many shots, right? But they pay every single month. It's a monthly membership. Imagine you had 6 people coming in a day, right? $600 a day. For some photographers, that's a great income. How you doing? So anyway, so let's just say that you create a partnership with photographers that are willing to do something like this monthly thing. And you say, look, and for every person I bring you, I want to get 20%. So now you have another stream of income, because like, if you're like me, I got all these professional cameras. I got the best iPhone, everything. I don't like taking pictures. I don't like doing pictures. I always forget. I'm just horrible at it. The lighting, if I luck up and get a good picture with some lighting, I'm just like, woo, Jesus, but I don't like it. So now that's another stream of income. You might say public speaking skills, or great at public speaking. Now what you do is you partner up with someone who's in the public speaking world and you build it so that you can get a commission. This is now a 3rd stream of income. Is everybody with me here? Are you guys still with me? So now what you've done, and we haven't gotten through all 7 secrets. So we're building another stream of income through the book, right? Now you will not list. Let me tell you something. I do not list people in my book if they didn't pay to be in the book. But if we're building a partnership, then what I do is I retarget my readers so they can get a database, an electronic database. Because one thing I know is that if they ain't pay, they're not getting listed in my book, because I don't know if they're going to be in this business 2 to 3 years from now, right? So if I need to always update my database, I can always update it with new partnerships that I have formed. Yes or yes, right? And so now I'm building all these, and then I got the social media, which is a $29.97 package. We know that 20 to 30% of the people who buy our book will actually upgrade for our next product. Okay, is everybody? Yes, Katia says, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Thank you. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Okay, 20 to 30% of your customers that buy your book will actually invest into your higher ticket, if and only if you have a dope follow-up system. This is why you need to be making sure that when you are writing these books, y'all, you have a way to track your readers. You have a way to even track your they may not even read the whole thing, but at least are you tracking the people who bought your book? Are you creating a database, right? So this is why I want y'all to understand, like, I don't sell no books on Amazon. And if it is listed on Amazon, it's for $49.99, because I need to keep track of everybody who buy my book. How you doing? Okay. So anyway, so 20 to 30% of the people who buy your book, let's lowball it at 10%. Now, I don't remember who actually talked about the social media. I think it was it Levine? So let's just say we've got a training where we teach you guys how to be able to pre-sell, right? And many of my clients that follow this training, they're able to pre-sell at minimum 20 books within a week. Okay, minimum 20 books within a week. So that means if you push, in a month, you can at minimum sell 80 books. 80 books per month following our techniques, following the training. And this is not including ads that you're going to put out there. This is not including events that you're going to speak at. When you're leveraging your book and they don't want you to make an offer for your high ticket, you're just going to be able to sell your book at the events. This ain't including when you get on the media and you learn all these different techniques through Book Profits Club. We're just talking about at minimum you doing 80 books per month. If we lowball it and 10% of the people who actually bought our book get into our high ticket coaching program, how many people is that? You've guessed it, 8 people. 8 people, and we're going to multiply that 8 because we don't need all, times $29.97 is now $23,976 per month. It's $287,712 per year. Because you understand how to focus on selling 80 books per month, following a training. I'm going to show y'all this training. And by the way, once you've pre-sold, you can always relaunch your books. You ain't always got to stick. Your book can always be updated and edited, okay? You can always update and edit your book, okay? So with that stated, who ain't mad about 80 books a month? 80 books a month. By the way, let's calculate that. 80 times 15. That's going to, because we're going to talk about the profits, okay? Because you're making more, of course. So 80 books a month gives you $1,200 per month in profits that go towards your marketing. You now have $1,200 to invest into ads. This now turns into more books being sold. Because this 80 books is just off of you doing some simple techniques that I teach you guys in Book Profits Club, how to be able to sell more books. So $1,200 in ads a month. Y'all, I spend, I think on average, and I'm going to start increasing it, but on average, I might spend $900 a month in ads, okay? And I am able to get tons of new prospects, tons of new leads, tons of new clients, okay? Some of you guys have met me because of the ads that I've put out there. And so I want you to understand $1,200 a month in ad space just from the 80 books that you sell, which by the way, you're going to end up selling more books. That means more profits, is dope. And you follow up with those people who bought your book. Yes or yes? Is everybody with me? So the focus is on selling 80 books a month, which is only 20 books a week. And we can do that by simply just messaging 20 people a day. You message 20 people a day in your Facebook that your book is, that you want, that you got a brand new book that teaches people the secrets to exposure, 7 secrets influencers won't tell you to build a 6-figure business. You're going to get 20 people that's going to say yes to buying your book. Then when they buy your book, you now then funnel them through your follow-up system, schedule a discovery session, and you're talking about easily 8 sales per month. Guys, this system works if you work it. Yes or yes? Yes or yes? So I want to tell you guys about Book Writing Success. This is our one-day program that's going to be December the 19th. December the 19th. Now, I want you guys to know I've got something huge that's coming up for our January book camp where I'm going to be selecting one of the lucky attendees. You guys are going to get selected for what we are calling the massive book makeover. I forget what I called it, but it's a book writing makeover, and it's going to come with a lot of bells and whistles. I'm not going to share it publicly yet because we are waiting to put it all together, but I'm only going to be accepting 5 more people in the book camp. However, the prerequisite to the book camp is that you attend our Book Writing Success event. Okay, this is a mastermind event. It's a one-day event. We go from 11 to 3, and then we add in some additional bonus training stuff as well as live Q&A and all types of stuff. Right now, if you go to bookwritingsuccess.com, you can lock in your spot. Now, let me just explain some stuff too. I want y'all to see all the things that you get when you go to Book Writing Success. I can't see what I'm typing. Hold on, y'all. Ooh, don't do that. So this is the website. You're going to go to bookwritingsuccess.com, and it's a one-day mastermind as stated, but here's some of the bonuses that you get. Number 1, you're going to get an autographed copy of my brand new book, How Not to Be a Broke Author, guaranteed one-day read. Guaranteed that you'll read that book in one day or less. Okay. You're also going to get 7 reasons why authors fail. This is a 3-part training video that I'm going to give you guys. Okay. You're also going to get 30 days access to Book Profits Club. Now, let me tell you something about Book Profits Club. Book Profits Club is the only club in town designed specifically, not just to help y'all write a book. It's designed to help teach you how to promote, profit, and get your books to perform. I don't know if y'all know some of the things that are in books. Some of y'all are members and don't even know all the stuff that you're getting. Number one, what we have somebody that actually goes in and looks for events that are taking place in different states. Okay. Why do you want to know about the events, and why would you like it on a spreadsheet? Because this, my team, they get the person's name, the person's email, the website, what the event name is, the date, if they have vendoring and stuff like that. Why would you want it all on the spreadsheet? Because it makes it easier for you to contact them. You're going to pitch your book. You're going to pitch your opportunity. You want to be making sure that this is, remember, we're not even talking about, this is not how you sell the 80 books. How you sell the 80 books is by simple systems, right? This is on top of it. Imagine you book 1 speaking gig a month where we have anywhere between 100 to 200 participants. That's more books being sold. And so now you got a list of events. You also have a list of top podcasts. Each one of the lists has 75 top podcasts that you can reach out to. I just reached out to some of the podcasts and was able to book some interviews. I don't care if a podcast only got 5 people. These are top podcasts. And I don't care if they got 5, because I've been on some podcasts with 5 people that have resulted in 5 sales. Okay? So you get a list of top podcasts. You also get a list of top media outlets. I'm not just talking about, local. We talk about CBS, Fox News, all of that in different states. You can literally pitch your book. Okay. Now, of course, you want to create a press release. Well, we've got a training on creating a press. We got templates and everything on press releases in Book Profits Club. So you pitch your book to these these outlets. They're all looking for stories. Trust and believe. All news don't only want to report bad news. They want some positivity. You coming out with a book is positivity, okay? I even have a training teaching you guys how to start your own t-shirt line. Because as an author, another thing you want to have is a t-shirt that's connected to your book. Another training we have is how to create your own journal and planner. I give you some of the printers that you can use. I even give you templates of planners and journals that you can insert into your own planner. See, Book Profits Club is huge, okay? And we do live trainings. Every single month. We got another training coming up on this Monday, December the 7th, where it's going to be part 2 of our virtual assistant training. I taught you guys in part 1 how to go and find you a virtual assistant for a couple of dollars an hour. And in part 2, we're going to be talking more about how to get you a virtual assistant. And so, guys, I'm telling you, Book Profits Club is the only game in town that teaches you guys how to promote, profit, and get your books to perform. So those are some of the bonuses. Guys, if you go to bookwritingsuccess.com, you can see all the details of how to get yourself started in this incredible program, y'all. bookprofitsclub.com. So, again, as I told you, now this is what I'm going to do. Because we only have 5 more seats available for the 3-day boot camp, okay? Because I don't want you guys to miss any of the training. Because tomorrow we have another one of our live trainings for all of our attendees, right? So tomorrow, because we have another live training and I don't want you to miss the trainings, if you register for the Book Writing Success program, you will also be able to get access to tomorrow's pre-work training, okay? You will also then be able to schedule a discovery session so we can determine if this is a good fit. The Book Writing Success Mastermind is December the 19th. As you've already seen, Stevie, she's been able to follow the training that we're going to teach you of how to pre-sell enough books to make your money back, okay? In fact, I'm going to go ahead and give you the website of where you want to go so that you can learn how to start making money right now. Every single one of you watching this, to invest into bookwritingsuccess.com, we're simply talking about selling 4 books and selling 4 books today. I promise you, every single one of you guys watching this video, if you follow this website that I'm going to give you in 2 seconds, well, maybe like 15 seconds, you are going to be able to sell enough to get yourself started with book writing success. Then you keep on pushing. You'll be able to lock in your spot of one of those 5 for the 3-day boot camp coming January the 4th. I'm sorry. No, I'm thinking of something else. January the 8th through the 10th. Okay, so 8th, 9th, and 10th. We're only going to be having 5 more spots available. Because I promise you, what it is that we're doing is going to be crazy, okay? Listen, my Trevor called me with the idea, and to the point, it's going to be so dope. We're going to pitch this to networks, television networks. So I'm just saying, it's such a good idea, okay? It's going to be so fire. So anyways, y'all want to go over to bookwritingsuccess.com so that you can get yourself started. And then once you do, also when you do that, what I want y'all to know is that when you go to bookwritingsuccess.com to get yourself started, I will be reaching out to you so that you can schedule your discovery session with me as well. I would like for you to be able to lock it in before the 19th, but you don't have to. You still get access to that, and you'll also get the access to tomorrow's pre-work training. We already have week 1, but that was really, and we'll give you the replays to all of the stuff, okay? And even if you can't make tomorrow, you'll get the replay. And the earlier that you can watch it, the better, because in the 6 weeks of pre-work, we're going to be creating your chapters and your sub-chapters. We're going to be going over your book title. We're going to be going over leveraging your book for multiple streams of income, so that going into the book camp, the only thing we're working on is creating the content, okay? That's the only thing we're working on, is creating content. So go ahead to bookwritingsuccess.com and get yourself started. All right, how long we been on here? Okay, we've been up here for about an hour and a half. I mean, not an hour and a half, but an hour and 10. So that wasn't bad. I said it was going to be like 30 minutes. Let me give y'all the website of where you can go to pre-sale. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 websites. Let me pull this up, and then I'm going to go and get my workout on, y'all. So this is the website to get started, www.bookwritingsuccess.com. And if anybody has any questions, this is definitely the time to ask those questions. Bookwritingsuccess.com. Awesome. And then to make $1,000 this weekend, you're going to go to www.make1000today.com. By the way, you don't have to pay anything to gain access to this training, this Make $1,000 that I'm about to give y'all. It's 100% free. So even if you decide you don't want to do the boot camp, you just want to make some money, you can register for this for free. People have followed this. I'm gonna tell you, one of the biggest challenges though with most people is, having that, having the how I want to say it. I don't want to say bravery. I don't want to say that, but letting go of the fear of criticism of other people. Because a lot of times when people have the fear of putting this out there and pre-selling their books, is because they're worried about what other people think. And I'm going to tell you, I think one of my biggest superpowers is I do not care what somebody who is not ordained and or assigned to me, I do not care what they think. And I know that sounds harsh, but I don't. You ever heard that saying that, opinions are like buttholes? Everybody got one. Everybody got an opinion. They're going to have an opinion about you when you're doing stuff. They're going to have an opinion about you when you're not doing stuff. So you might as well let them have an opinion of you doing something. Who cares what somebody who is not supposed to be your person thinks about what you're doing? You always going to have people criticizing and talking about you, because you know why? Because 97% of most people who want to write a book, they never will. So the fact that you have the audacity to even announce that you got a book coming out, who they think they are? What? And if worse things worse, if it don't work out, you can always give people their money back. But who do that? Ain't nobody trying to get nobody no money back. We trying to get this to work. We trying to get this thing popping. Yes or yes. Yes or yes. So, with that stated, y'all, go ahead and lock in your spot, darling. Lock in your spot. And if you have any questions, I don't see any questions. What you say, some of the stinking thinking. Yes, people be having stinking thinking. You cannot pay your bills with the opinions of others. That is absolutely right, Steve. You cannot pay your bills with the opinions of others. Only way you can pay your bills is with connecting with the people that God has assigned you to. Now, I'm going to tell you this. When you first pre-sell your book, when you first start pre-selling your book, because if you go to this training right here, it's going to teach you how to start doing that today without even having the title, without even having a flyer. You don't need none of that. You just need to follow the instructions step by step. Most of the people that pre-order are going to be people in your warmer market. Okay. They're going to be people in your warmer market. All right. Congratulations to Jakithia. Jakeithia just locked in her spot, the reset coach. All right, that's right. Go ahead, girl. What you're gonna find is that a lot of people that pre-order the book, they're gonna pre-order for couple of reasons. Number one, they just nosy as hell. What she writing about? What he writing about? Or number two, they might be your client, but everyone that pre-orders is not always going to be your client. I just want y'all to know. So the goal of this pre-ordering is so that you can raise the capital to invest in getting the book done. So the faster that you do it, the better it will be. So if you follow this and you do it fast, I'm telling you, it's always easier to make money fast than slow. Then once you are able to get your pre-sales, the next thing that we teach you how to do is from those individuals who pre-order, how to then get sponsors. This is where the big money comes into play. So for example, Stevie has already pre-sold 58 copies of her book. If 10% of them become sponsors, y'all notice I'm a numbers girl. She's going to easily get 10% of them to sponsor if she decides to offer this opportunity for people to sponsor a chapter or something of that nature, right? So for example, her book, what she's doing, what Stevie does right now, she's going to be our speaker for New Year, New You. She's helping people that want to do virtual events and turn them into six-figure events, right? How is she qualified? Because she done several of them, right? So with that stated, imagine if she was able to actually invite people who have done six-figure events, right? Because they've pre-ordered, and invite them to share their journey of doing the six-figure event, and then also at the same time talking about what they do. How is it beneficial? It's beneficial for them because they're now in a book where they're telling everybody what they do, and then they're sharing in the book how they have used the event to make some money. It's beneficial for Stevie because this is somebody who is actually confirming that doing virtual events has earned them some significant income. Well, if 10% of them sponsor a chapter at $397, we'll lowball it. I always like to lowball because she'll probably charge $497. This is her 22nd book. She's going to be needing to charge $497. But we said 58, right? We'll round up to 60. So that means 10% is 6 people. That's plenty enough because I don't recommend having a whole lot of sponsored chapters because, you know, you don't need a lot. And we charge $397. That's an additional $2,382. Then she can also have sponsored ads. Let me show you what that looks like. Ooh. So in my book that just came out, Don't Go Broke Trying to Be a Business Owner, I allowed individuals to sponsor an ad. I can't remember how many I pre-sold, but I think I only pre-sold, I did it really fast. I might have pre-sold like 75 or something like that. Of the 75, I sent them a form that they filled out. And I had several of them. It's probably at least 20 of them that said they wanted to sponsor an ad. But I could only do first come, first serve because I only wanted 10. I think I ended up with 11. But they were able to, if they were authors, they could share their book. You see? They could share their book and about themselves. Here's Deshonda. Or we had some people who were not authors and they shared their business. And they were able to provide whatever picture they wanted. See? So some of them provided a flyer. They paid $97 for that. So now we take so 97 times 10, that's $970. So $2,382 plus $970, that's $3,352. She's already pre-sold 60, and we know, I'm pretty sure she's going to finish at about 100. So 100 times 15 is another $1,500. That's $4,852. That's not even with her selling any course. That's just with pre-selling the book. Why do you want to have sponsored chapters? Because they're going to promote the book as well. Notice this as well. This is all free game I'm giving y'all. Imagine what the training is going to be like. So on the book, these are 3 people. And by the way, I only had 3. I had 6 or 7 people that said they wanted to sponsor a chapter. But 3 of them, I had specific chapters or specific businesses that I was looking for because I didn't want just anyone, right? So I had a chapter on leadership, a chapter on branding, and then I had a chapter on like legally protecting yourself, right? So I wanted to find somebody in those 3 chapters. So here you go. Forward by Trevor Otts. Then on the back cover, I don't have a picture of me. I have a little bit of my info, but then I have the contact information as well from the other authors. And they're able, and so Taurea already has 20 copies of the book because she got people that wanted to buy it. So now it's not only just me promoting it, it's other people promoting the book. Are you listening to me? Wait a minute. And she can order more at her own choose, at her own liking too. She can order more. So here's her chapter. Put her picture in there, contact, look real nice. Listen, if it's one thing I know how to do, it's books. That's my gift. That's one of my gifts. And it's I won't even say that books is necessarily my gift. My gift is like multiple streams of income. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm waiting to see if anybody had any questions. I don't see any questions. If anybody has any questions. Yeah, I got church tonight too. All right. Okay, y'all. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this training tonight. I hope that you guys have a blessed, miraculous evening. I hope that you learned something that will allow you to be able to take your book idea to the next level. Also, for those of you who do take advantage today, you got to take advantage today. So today is officially December the 1st. If you take advantage today, December the 1st, I didn't mean to do that. What I will do is, it's live. So yes, Veronica, it is all virtual. Everything I do is virtual. I don't do any physical book events anymore because we don't need to. So everything will always be virtually so that I could be able to connect with people all over the world. Okay. Everything is virtually. How do you protect your book title name? Doesn't matter. Does it really matter? I'm just being transparent. I'm not trying to be funny. Does it really matter? You listen, words are words. It's about the results. As long as you promise in the results. You know how many books have been written and called Think and Grow Rich because it has become a public domain? But is it your book with your name? So we need to, don't worry about stuff that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's about now that you got your book, how to promote it and push it out there. Now, what I will tell you is that legally, when you do create a book, you know, depending on the title, you do have it protected for 10 years. But you know how many books I've written? I don't care about that. I care about the results. Now, what I do have trademarked, which I've paid to get trademarked, are like my business names, right? So every book that I come out with, I don't trademark that, but I do trademark my business names or concepts and things like that. But once you create a book, technically, it's protected. But again, you know, a lot of times we worry about the wrong thing. We need to worry about, let's write that book and get that book sold. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. Yeah. So I don't listen. Technically though, legally, once you upload that book, it's protected. You could pay for a copyright and stuff, but come on, like a lot of times, man, folks be worried about stuff like that. What we need to be worried about is how many people can get this book in their hand. How many people can get this book in their hand? And then how do we funnel that book? That person who bought the book, how do we funnel it so that they can now get the next product and service? That's what we need to focus on. That right there, that system. So I don't recommend, so now some people that want to write memoirs and biographies. So my whole idea behind that is 9 times out of 10, most people are not looking up and Googling the life story of Taurea Avant. And this is no shade to anybody. And I do understand it. Every single one of us that are watching this, we have been through some challenges. And we have overcome some things. But they're typically not Googling that. But I can tell you what they're Googling. Some of the specifics that I've overcome. And then you have to figure out which one are you going to talk about. Because that's how you provide the results. So let's just say, for example, and I'll use one more of an emotional type of thing. Depression. I have suffered with depression since as long as I can remember. I think my first time where I remember it being very, very heavy was when I was in college. If anybody ever been to a HBCU, you already know financial aid be about that. So my sophomore year, my financial aid didn't kick in. And I was not able to go to school. And it really put me into a place of depression. Because I was like, what am I going to do in my life? So I remember it had gotten so bad that I didn't even leave the house. And my friends had to come over and call themselves doing an intervention. My friends is crazy. So they called themselves doing an intervention. And, I was able to push through it. Then my next time of severe depression was when like a lot of stuff was happening in my life. My business, my network marketing business was failing. And I lost a friend to cancer, breast cancer, who'd never even told me she had cancer. I found out, and then a couple days later she had passed away. My grandma passed away. It was just a whole lot. So I went through depression really bad. And so now I find myself in spaces where it may not just be depression, it might be anxiety and stuff like that, right? But I don't want to teach on depression. But what I do know is that there's a lot of people right now literally Googling. Matter of fact, let me just prove it to y'all. Let's prove it. If I could, I'm going to prove it to y'all. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to prove it. Okay. Okay. So. Now, granted, I've been doing this a little bit while, so of course sometimes stuff will pop up. But Taurea Avant, 39,000 results. 39,000 results. That means that I have not built enough of a brand yet to write my life story. It ain't ready. However, watch this. How to overcome depression. 135 million results. See, people want to know specifics. And so now, how do you turn that into a business? Because remember, an outdated way of writing a book is writing a book just to sell the book. So Taurea then, okay, if I'm going to write about overcoming depression, then how do I turn that into a business? Well, maybe you don't want to be a life coach. Okay, maybe that's not what you want to do. Maybe you just want to speak. You want to speak on stages. And that's it. But you got to figure out another way to build some additional streams of income. Well, you ain't got to necessarily speak. What are some of the things that you've done to overcome depression? So for me, some of the things that I could be able to tie a financial connection to is maybe meditation, right? So I learned how to meditate and disconnect from the things going on in this physical world to focus on where I wanted to go. Now, I'm not an expert on meditation, but I could always buy, or I could create a licensing opportunity to sell someone else's meditation CDs. So that's one thing that I can create. I remember I went to this place in Atlanta when I was going through my depression. I went to this, I don't know what they were, but they did holistic type healing. And they sold me this package that came with like this book, some oil, and these happy pills. I really feel like they were placebos. I don't think nothing was in those pills, but they were happy pills. I'll never forget. And I paid $500 for this kit. $500. I don't even know where that kit is. Okay. I just want y'all to know, but I paid $500 for it because I wanted to I wanted to get over this depression that bad. I was willing to pay $500 for some damn happy pills. So again, you could turn one of the challenges that you've been through into an opportunity. Maybe you partner with someone who is a coach and you can make referrals and you build up a partnership. Everybody I send you, this is what I'm going to make. Another thing I used to do was events. I would do events called Diva Dines. Maybe you want to start doing, dinners where people can pay a certain amount of money to come to the dinner. And this is a profitable type of event for you as well. So there's all kinds of ways that you can leverage that book to turn into a higher ticket product and or service. So we don't want to necessarily write a bio. Now, in the book about depression, guess what I do? I still tell my story, but only to earn the right. Let me tell you when you actually tell your story. When you get booked to speak on a stage. Now, when you get booked to speak on a stage to tell your story, you're going to also be able to sell your book about the simple tips or the tips to overcome depression. Does that make sense? And when you do a good job at telling your story, people will pay you a significant income. I've actually recently partnered with Dr. Cheryl Wood, where I am making available to many of my students the opportunity to learn how to be better at telling your story. So that's how we want to do it. So is that good? Yes, find something. Think about, but make sure it's something that you want to make a business. Okay? So I wrote that book about depression because honestly, and I wrote a book, by the way, if y'all want a copy, it's free. You just go to depression.showyoursuccess.com. I think that's the link. It's an ebook now. And by the way, I do not put my books in ebooks. Only reason why I did this one is because I wanted to give it away for free. And I'm not, I don't want to print any more of them. But most of my books are all designed to be printed, to be leveraged and used. When I go out to eat, I bring my books. When I go to events, I bring my books. I'm always leveraging my books, right? But Depression, I Show Your Success. So I wrote that book because honestly, I just wanted to write something talking about me overcoming this mental illness that many entrepreneurs suffer from every single day. I like talking about it because I make it a point to extend so that people can understand that it's okay. That if you're going through it. Let me share what I've done to overcome. Does that make sense? All right, y'all. So bookwritingsuccess.com. Go and lock in your spot for the book writing mastermind. And then everybody who does, you guys will, of course, get the additional details. Okay? The additional details. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for the evening. You guys have a wonderful and blessed night. God bless you all. And I look forward to working with those of you who are taking advantage. And for those of you who are not, stay plugged in. And we will see you guys on the next side of success. Deuces.